How do we say your last name, by the way?
So you say Mancz. It's M-A-N-C-Z, but you ignore the C.
You ignore the C.
You ignore the C.
The C.
Yeah, so just say Mancz. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
You're a man's man.
That's right.
Okay, all right, got it.
That's right.
So, of your 28 starts, do you know how many have been at center?
I have no idea. I know I've played anywhere on the inside three, and there were probably a couple in there from other things too. So I have no idea.
The year that you started 16 games several years ago, were all 16 at center?
Yes. Yes.
And your last NFL start, I know, in 2019 for the Texans. Do you remember if it was a guard or center?
I couldn't even tell you what game it was. The thing about football, you just keep going.
Remember what you had for breakfast that morning?
That morning, yeah, probably scrambled eggs, maybe some potatoes, maybe some turkey bacon. I was probably trying to slim down or something. I don't know.
Obviously, the obvious question is, what's your level of excitement now heading into your first start here?
I'm really excited, but to be honest with you, I've been excited every game this year. For me, being on the field itself is like really exciting. So I'm gonna try to keep the same type of mentality, and just sort of enjoy the process because, as he said, sometimes they come and go, but I really look forward to whenever they come.
With this offensive line, obviously you're coming into it at a critical point because you're the first replacement for an injured player, but now it's your responsibility to keep that unit communicating and keep them playing well. How much pressure is that for you?
I think it's a huge responsibility. I don't know if it's necessarily pressure, but when I first came here, I talked to the media about immersing myself in the culture, right? Like getting to know the guys like on a deeper level than just on the field stuff. Because, I've always felt like you play harder when you know the guys, so I've really worked on building those relationships. So, it's never seamless, but the transition becomes easier.
Did you
Tell us something about one of your teammates that you learned that we would never know.
Well, I won't tell you that, but, like Jesse's a new dad. So that was really cool, because this is, again, a younger group. So that, when I found that out, that was really cool for me. Obviously, I don't have any kids, but that sort of stuff, and just like little things like where guys went to college, where they enjoy eating, like that sort of stuff. It's that stuff.
Do you know Robert Hunt just learned how to drive and is a danger on the road?
I found that out actually in my first press conference here. Someone asked me if I got picked up by him in a taxi, and I sort of was confused, but I have since learned, and I did learn that.
Since you weren't here in training camp, are you and Jacoby getting together in a Denny's parking lot at midnight to practice center? Snap exchanges beyond what you do at practice?
Well, I can tell you we have a lot of extra meetings, but I think we've had meetings the whole time. This isn't something that just started, recently. Jacoby's a vet. He's been around, and he's always understood the relationship part. Even my first day, he came up and talked to me because we were talking about, we were in similar systems before. And we actually played each other a couple of times back in that 16 season would be a couple. So that, there's already workings in progress before this happened.
And you were his center for a while.
That's right.
I'm assuming.
That's
so
right.
You have chemistry with him.
Working on it every day. Absolutely.
When you were traded here, was the fact it was Miami a surprise? Had you ever known before the trade, over the 5 years prior, that Brian Flores and Chris Greer liked your game? Or that was nothing which you were even aware of until the day you were traded?
Yeah, I mean, the first time I found out that the Dolphins had serious interest was the day I got on a plane. Coming out, I talked to plenty of the scouts, but honestly, it's not one of those things I think you do know unless you're doing it in free agency. So, I'm thankful and I'm looking forward to giving them my all.
What are some things you have to watch for in terms of the Colts' defensive line with a guy like DeForest Buckner on it?
Well, I mean, you're saying that. They're an extremely talented team. They're extremely disruptive. Having played them, twice a year for 6 years, I'm well aware of, like, the speed, the talent, the physicality, the get-off, how they run side to side. Like, they're an extremely talented team. So there are a lot of challenges that we have to face, obviously. I'm not going to disclose all of them, but we've been working on it all week.